Vigilante Williamson here with a clip from my show. Celebs strip down to get attention because they're narcissists. I mean, to get attention because they're narcissists, but they claim that they're encouraging the mail-in ballot process. I'm not going to watch this video. The most striking thing from this video is how many of these old celebrity women are trying to get young dudes to slide their DMs while they looking like people's grandma. I mean, Amy Schumer, not that she was ever like cute, but oh my gosh, she just is like a MILF, a mom I would not like to F. I mean, oh, she just looks like a 50-year-old soccer mom. And then Chelsea Handler, holy smokes, Leatherface. I'm bashing these women and oh my God, motherfucking Bruce Banner looking like he just watched Cuties with his shirt off. I mean, these people just look a mess. A mess. They just need attention. They made this stuff. They made this stupid video where they're all naked. They don't really say much. They just want attention. These people are not A-listers. A bunch of A-listers stripped out. Everyone's now on the A-list. These losers like Sarah Silverman, Mark Ruffalo, Chelsea Handler, Naomi Watts, Josh Gad, Chris Rock. Chris Rock, I don't know what they got on you. I don't know how many of these people took a trip to that island. The guy who didn't end himself, and have something on him. But this is a mess. These celebrities need attention, and you're not fooling anyone. You don't care about voting. You just want someone to pay attention to you, and you guys will criticize everyone else for all sorts of stuff when it comes to politics, but you will literally whore yourself out just to get people to vote, so to speak, getting people to vote. You guys just want attention, and like I said, I'm kind of rushing through some just because it's gone pretty long. And I probably should do a long video about this. I guess this is a hot topic. It's just a mess. Oh, I do want to read this. This PSA was put together by an organization called Represent Us. Who the hell is us they representing? The whole purpose needs to be spreading awareness about voting from home this election cycle, something that's been hotly debated and incorrectly described as corrupt by the Trump administration. So yeah, these naked celebrities make me feel so much safer about the mail-in balloting process. Like, what does Sarah Silverman's boob job or whatever to have her 40-year-old boob still show any elasticity? What does that have to do with the mail-in ballot process, huh? What is seeing that Chelsea Handler is like a 55-year-old grandmother? What does that have to do with the mail-in process? Like, what does that care? What does that matter? How does that impact the mail-in voting process? And to be fair, all this stuff, this pushing for voting, where you have celebrities getting news, celebrities trying to sell news for votes, you have people paying felon fees for votes, you have all this corruption. Of course people think it's corrupt. You have all this craziness, and these stupid celebs who want attention, they're not helping things. And you have the voter die for the NBA, only 20% of the NBA's register for vote. All these disingenuous voting pushers. The Rock, who, again, I don't know what he did on that island. Not saying he was on it allegedly. I'm not even, there's no evidence that he was on it. But they're doing all this. They're putting all this information, all this energy towards stripping down and getting naked. Meanwhile, they're trying to get us to bail out theaters. And at the same time, they have all these political connections to go get naked. Gavin Newsom is not opening Disneyland. Not only is he not opening Disneyland, theater owners in San Francisco have concessions banned, and so they're not opening. But they're getting naked to get us to vote. They have the political connections to get this. Represent Us had the political connections to get all these A-list actresses butt ass naked to tell us to vote and to try to get attention, and for some of these old thoughts to try to get young thirsty dudes slide their DMs. but they can't get the money together for a bailout. Like, we know about crowdfunding. Look how many comics have been crowdfunded. Look what has been crowdfunded. You have some of the richest people on earth in Hollywood. Wes Anderson, Judd Apatow, James Cameron, Alfonso Cuarón, I don't know what that is, Clint Eastwood, Paul Feig, Greta Gerwig, Evan Goldberg, Barry Jenkins, Patty Jenkins, Ang Lee, Sam Mendes, Steve McQueen, Christopher Nolan, David O. Russell, Martin Scorsese, M. Night Shyamalan, Zack Snyder, Steven Soderbergh, Denis Villeneuve, I always mess his name up, Taika Waititi, James Wan, Lulu Wang. Between just these names, I'm sure bare minimum you can shake up 10 million, save some of these theaters. You could probably shake up 100 million without trying from just these names. And then you would send all these doofuses who are getting butt ass for voting. You can get the money together to save some of these theaters, but that's not what they're going to do. They're going to get butt ass because they're so much smarter than us. Tell us to vote. Tell us that we need to vote. And they're going to try to get us to bail them out. They want Congress to bail them out. The letter urges Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell and House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, Nancy Felony, and Senate Democratic Leader Chuck Loser, House Republican Leader Kevin McCarthy to redirect unallocated funds from the CARE Act to these billion-dollar businesses where all these millionaires or billionaires can get naked to tell you to vote but can't help their own industry from dying. That's BS. I don't get all these socialists want to spend someone else's money. You guys are rich. Put together something to get your theaters some money while all this is going on. Use your political connections to relax some of these strict restrictions. We talked about the craziness in some countries and people being fined. If you open up some of these theaters, open up some of these parks, some more money comes in. Release these movies that you're pushing back. They're pushing back every movie. There's no more movies coming out this year. They pushed back James Bond. We'll talk about Batman and that crap, even though it's coming out next year, but that's got pushed back. Everything's getting pushed back. Dune has been pushed back. I think one of them is supposed to be pushed back if it hasn't been already. Everything's being pushed back to next year, the year after, sometimes even later than that. But you can't save the industry. You want to push back all your movies, and you want us to pay for the theaters. So keep in mind, these studios are giving the theaters less and less money. And that's why that concession ban at San Francisco hurts. Because theaters make your money on concessions. But again, these celebrities need to get butt ass so you can slide their DMs. That's way more important than saving the theaters that actually keep these people. If it wasn't for the theaters, none of these people would matter. And they forget that. I think one of the big themes, whether it's sports taking us for granted as fans, or Hollywood taking us for granted as fans, or Hollywood taking the theaters for granted. Everyone takes these rich goofballs, these idiots who don't know anything about anything, take so much for granted. That's why they talk about politicians and politics they know nothing about. Take everything for granted. And it's all coming crashing down. So go ahead, strip down Hollywood. Naked like the losers you are. You'll whisper at us for help. No, you'll yell at us for help, and we will whisper down no.